Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and today I'm going to show you how to get the Trezor Model 1 hardware wallet set up for your cryptocurrency, and then I'm going to show you how to store a little Bitcoin in there. So let's get started. So I'm here on the Trezor homepage. You can choose what kind of Trezor you want to buy. If you just click this link here, it'll take you down. There's two choices. There's the Trezor 1 and the Trezor Model T. If you're interested in the Trezor Model T, I've got a great video, which I'll put a link to up in the description there so that you can get that one set up. But today I'm going to cover the Trezor 1. It's a little less expensive, and it's great for a beginner to get started holding the basic cryptocurrencies. All right, so I'm going to unbox it. I'm going to show you what comes inside. I'm going to show you how to get it set up. And then after we got it set up, I'll show you how to transfer a little Bitcoin in there for safe and secure storage. So let's get started. All right, so this is the box that it comes in. There are two colors. There's a black and a white. I've got the black one. So we'll just get this guy open. Notice there's some holographic seals here on both sides. So you want to make sure that those are completely intact. Make sure that they haven't been sliced or damaged or tampered with in any way. All right, so there's a short cable here for connecting your Trezor to your computer or your smartphone. Little lanyard. And then this is the Trezor device here. You can take this little seal off. All right, and then you're also going to get some stickers and instructions. Little get starting guide. And you've got two cards for writing down your backup phrase here. Trezor 1 uses a 24-word backup phrase. Now, the cable that comes with it is pretty short. If you've got a laptop, that's great. But I've got a desktop, so I'm going to use a longer cable. There's nothing specific about this cable for a Trezor device. It's a standard USB cable, USB 2 to USB micro. So I'm just going to use a longer cable to do my setup. Now, I had someone ask on an earlier video about this backup phrase, and they say, oh, well, if Trezor gives me this backup phrase, then don't they have my information? And aren't they the only ones that can recover my crypto if anything happens to my device? That's not the case. This is a industry standard backup phrase. It's an open source standard that's used for cryptocurrency wallets in general. So although this device is specific to the manufacturer, the seed phrase is not. You can use this seed phrase to recover other types of wallets rather than just the Trezor. So don't feel that, this backup phrase is product specific. It can be used to recover your wallet to other types of wallets. All right, so the instructions here tell us to connect our device to our computer and go to trezor.io/start. So I'll do that. All right, so I'll go ahead and get this thing connected. All right, it's directing me to go to trezor.io.start. All right, so we'll just go there. It's going to take us over here to download the Trezor suite. They have versions for Mac, Windows, Linux. So I'm using the Windows version. I'll just drop that in my downloads folder. All right, and then I can just double click this to install. Show you what's going on here. We're going to go ahead. We've run through all these checks, as I mentioned earlier, about the seals. Let's hit Setup Trezor. We'll go ahead and get the firmware installed. So I'll click Install Firmware, and you can see what it's happening on my device. All right, they want me to disconnect. So I'll go ahead and disconnect the device, and then I'll reconnect. Notice they're telling me to make sure I'm not touching any of these buttons on the front, right? So I'll hold it by the edges. Let's reconnect there. All right, and then they want us to confirm on the device. You'll notice that there's a little continue and abort, so I'm going to hit the button that has continue. All right, and we can see that's going through. Installing firmware. All right, so that was complete. It shows on the device. All right, and now that that's finished, I can go ahead and hit continue here. And I want to create a new wallet, so I'll hit create new wallet. And we're going to use the standard backup seed. We'll just click that. All right, it wants us to confirm on the device, so I'll hit this button here. All right, now we just need to create the backup. I'm going to click this button here, create backup. All right, so we want to go through this checklist real quick here. All right, this is a very important step. A lot of people don't quite understand what's going on here. I didn't either the first time I ever set up a Bitcoin wallet. I couldn't understand how it could back up an empty wallet and then be able to restore my Bitcoin if I ever added it later. Seems kind of weird that you would back up an empty wallet. But what's going on here is that the private key is being backed up. The private key will provide you your address on the blockchain, right? So after you've set up this wallet, you have this address on the blockchain. And if you add cryptocurrency, move cryptocurrency in and out, whatever you do on that address will be contained in this backup seed. And this private key gives you access to that blockchain address. So we're not really storing Bitcoin in this device at all. We're just setting up an address on the blockchain. And the private keys that will be stored in this device will give us access to that address, right? So anytime this device gets lost or damaged, you can always use this backup phrase to restore your device or a different device to its original state. And once you have that master private key restored, you'll be able to access your wallet, even if you've added Bitcoin or subtracted Bitcoin down the road, right? You'll always have access to whatever coins you store on that address in the future. All right, so let's hit begin backup. All right, it's going to give us a list of words on this device. You'll need to write these words down in order. Notice they're numbered and that the card that you're given is also numbered. So just make sure you write every word down in the right order and legibly so that you can read them, right? You want to make sure that if you ever have to restore this device, that you'll be able to read your handwriting. So write clearly and legibly. All right, and then when we're done here, we'll just hit next, and it'll show us the next word. All right, and when you get to that last word, we'll just click this. Oh, okay. All right, and we've scrolled through all the words to confirm. We'll hit finish. Now that we've done that, let's just hit continue to pin here. All right, we're going to confirm that on the device. All right, now you can see the numbers on the device, and then you're going to enter your pin here. So by looking at the device and the numbers that are showing in the respective grid, you'll click those from your screen. It's pretty cool. And of course, the number grid is always going to be different each time you enter your pin. Right? All right, once you've chosen your pin, you'll hit enter pin. And then you'll just confirm that again. All right, you'll hit enter pin here. All right, now that we've got our pin set up, we'll just move over to the next step. And they've already activated Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'll just leave it at those. You can add these other coins if you'd like. I'm going to show you how to deposit a little Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies are pretty much the same as far as the address format goes. Each of them has their own specific type of address, but the process is the same. You'll basically generate an address on the device, which it's called a receiving address, and then you'll use that to transfer cryptocurrency from an exchange or a different wallet to the address of your wallet, right? It's pretty easy. So I'll just stick with the coins that are there, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now we can also do some more advanced things like set up a custom blockchain or connect through Tor. I'm not going to do any of those. We'll just keep it simple. right? We'll hit complete setup. Now we can edit the name. All right, and then we have to confirm that on the device. All right, and then let's just hit Access Suite. And we're going to use a standard wallet. This hidden wallet is an additional layer of security, but the funds depend on you remembering this password. So we've already got a backup phrase that we wrote down, and we're going to have that stored in a safe place. And we've got the security of the PIN to keep other people out of our wallet. This additional layer of security is great if you want to be super secure, but I would not recommend it for beginners, because if you forget your hidden wallet passphrase, you lose access to all of your funds, even if you have your backup phrase, your 24-word backup phrase. So keeping track of both of those can be a pain. Some people write it down along with their backup phrase, but that's not very secure, because if someone finds your backup phrase, they also have your passphrase, right? So ideally, you would store them in two separate locations, and that's a recipe for errors, right? So I've heard a lot of stories from people that have lost access to their password or passphrase for whatever reason, right? And you don't want to be in that situation. So best to just stick with the built-in security and just use the standard wallet. And there we go. I'm going to confirm labeling on the device, which just means that I changed the name of my device. So we'll just confirm that. And there we go. So we've got a brand new wallet. We're all ready to receive some Bitcoin. So how do we store Bitcoin on this device? More precisely, how do we store Bitcoin in this Bitcoin address on the blockchain that is controlled by this device, right? This device stores the private keys of the wallet, which is basically a really long number, and you use it to gain access to a Bitcoin address out there on the blockchain, right? No one else can touch the Bitcoin that you have stored in this blockchain address unless they have the private key, which is stored on your device, or unless they have access to your backup phrase. So very important to keep that backup phrase safe and secure. Anyone that gains access to that backup phrase can restore their own wallet with your address and gain access to whatever coins you have stored on that address. And that's usually what these phishing schemes are all about. They trick you into providing that backup phrase. So don't do it, right? Never provide that backup phrase to anybody. Me, Trezor, your mom, or your grandma, nobody, right? So keep it safe and secure. All right, so let's buy a little Bitcoin on Coinbase and store it in this wallet. Now I'm just using Coinbase here because it's the most popular and trustworthy, the most easy to use in my view. So I'm just going to use Coinbase as my example. There are lots of ways to buy Bitcoin. So I'll just buy a little Bitcoin on Coinbase. We'll buy $50 worth of Bitcoin. I'm using my bank account, right? You can use your debit card if you want on Coinbase, but I'm going to use my bank account. We'll hit $50. All right, I'm just going to confirm that. Notice there is a little bit of a fee. So like I said, you might want to shop around and try different cryptocurrency exchanges like Binance, Binance US, Kraken, Gemini. There's a lot of them out there, and they're all very similar in the way they operate, right? You'll connect your bank account or your debit card or credit card to make purchases, and once you've done that, you'll have Bitcoin in your account. Now that once you have Bitcoin in your account, you really don't own the Bitcoin yet, right? It's being held on your behalf by this organization, right? It's like a bank. All right, so the idea of self-custody of Bitcoin is storing Bitcoin in your own wallet. So that's what we're going to do. So let's just go back over to the Trezor suite. All right, we're going to do a receive here. We'll hit show full address. Right, the Bitcoin receiving address is going to show on your computer screen and your device. All right, you just want to eyeball those and make sure that they match. This is a extra layer of security, a checksum, if you will, so that you can confirm that the address on your screen is in fact, the address on your device. All right, and then I'll hit copy address, and I'll go back over here to Coinbase, and we're going to go into the portfolio section, and we'll go here to where it says Bitcoin. That's my Bitcoin account in Coinbase. I'm going to send that Bitcoin to my wallet. So I'll, in the to field there, I'm going to just paste in that address. That's the address of my Trezor wallet. We confirm that. I'll go ahead and send it all, and then I'll hit continue. All right, and then we'll click send now. We'll confirm that, and then I'll put in my two-factor. That's from my Google Authenticator code. I have an additional layer of security on my cryptocurrency account. All right, and then we're done. We can go back over to Trezor Suite. We can dismiss this, and we should see some Bitcoin arrive pretty shortly. All right, and there it is. The Bitcoin has hit the wallet. Now, it does take a little bit of time for the Bitcoin to confirm on the blockchain, so it's not quite spendable yet. Doesn't mean that you don't have it. It just means that you can't spend it yet, right? So it is in your wallet, and it will confirm. It might take a while, but it will, right? So this little clock here says that it's confirming on the blockchain, and then when it's completely done, you won't see that little clock anymore. It'll just be part of your balance. So those are the basics. That's how you set up the wallet, write down your passphrase, get the software suite set up, and put some Bitcoin in your wallet. Now, I'm going to show you how to move it back. I know it's kind of weird that I just put it in there and then I'm going to move it back. But a lot of people get confused about this. And a lot of people ask me, they'll say, why don't you show me how to sell it, or move it back to the exchange? So we're going to assume that you stored this Bitcoin in your own wallet safely and securely, and that now you would like to sell it, right? The price has gone up or whatever, and you've decided that you would like to sell your Bitcoin. So what do? Well, you just move it back to Coinbase where you got it, and then trade it and make the withdrawal from Coinbase, right? That's the way you do it. Now, this seems like a lot of trouble to go through, right? And it is, in a way, but the practical upshot of this is that you are storing this Bitcoin in your own wallet safely and securely. You're not relying on anyone else, right? So Coinbase could be down, Coinbase could get shut down, Coinbase could get hacked, the IRS could seize your funds, the government could shut Coinbase down. There's all kinds of reasons why it's better to hold Bitcoin in your own wallet, right? So I'm just going to wait for this to fully confirm, and then I'll show you how to send it back to Coinbase. All right, so it looks like it's completely received now. It didn't take very long at all, less than 5 minutes. All right, so now I want to send it back to Coinbase. So what do? I'll just go back over to my Coinbase account. All right, and if you're starting at the home page, you would simply go over to your portfolio and go down and find Bitcoin. It's not going to be at the top anymore because it's empty, so just scroll down and find Bitcoin or put it in the search bar. And then instead of send, we're going to do receive. We'll just click on that receive tab there. All right, and that is the address of my Bitcoin account in Coinbase, right? This is where I can sell my Bitcoin down the road if I decide to. All right, so I'm just going to copy that address into my clipboard. I'm going to go back over to Trezor Suite. I'm going to do a send this time. I'm going to do send, and I'll paste in the address of my Coinbase account. All right, I'll go ahead and do the max. I'm just going to send back what I have in the wallet. All right, and then you can adjust your fees here. These are fees on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? This is what built into the Bitcoin blockchain. This is how Bitcoin works. There are miners out there that run the Bitcoin network. They process transactions and they search for new blocks, and they're rewarded with Bitcoin. This is the ecosystem. This is how it works. And those of us that wish to use this system agree to provide a network fee to the good people that are out there maintaining the network, right? It's a peer-to-peer community-based network. So there are fees built into it, right? Now you can adjust these fees. You can pay a higher fee, a custom fee, normal, or a lower fee, right? But the lower the fee you pay, the less likely it is that your transaction will get mined right away, right? All these Bitcoin miners are out there looking for transactions on the blockchain, and they're obviously looking for ones that have higher fees, right? So you're better off just using a normal fee. It's not going to kill you, right? It's 12 cents for a normal fee in this situation, right? So I'm just going to click review and send. All right, now notice there that we have a message on our device that's asking us to confirm, right, this outgoing transaction. So I'm just going to hit the confirm button, right? And then it's going to give me some additional information on the transfer fees that I chose. I'll confirm that as well, right? And off it goes. Then we hit send. And off it goes. Now, basically what just happened there was that there is a private key being stored on this device. So when I request to withdraw from this Bitcoin address that's out there on the blockchain, the private key is what can authorize this transaction. So what happened was the request went into the device. The device was ready to sign the transaction, but it was waiting for my approval. So I approved it. I approved the transaction. I approved the Bitcoin network fees. And once I pressed those buttons, a mathematical computation, a cryptographic mathematical computation occurred inside the device, and the transaction was signed. And after that, the signed transaction went back out onto the blockchain. The private key, which is stored on the device, never left the device. The private key is an internal cryptographic function that never leaves the device, right? It allows you to sign transactions, but the private key never leaves the device. That is the security of the Trezor hardware wallet. Now let's just go over onto Coinbase and check and see what happened. And it looks like I have Bitcoin coming in here. I've got an alert that my account is receiving Bitcoin. So now you can see that the Bitcoin was purchased on Coinbase, moved to my own wallet, and then I was able to move it back. So my advice is to keep Bitcoin in your own wallet, but of course you're gonna at some point probably want to send it back and sell it, or some of it or part of it, and so I included that in the tutorial. If you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.